I had a conversation with my class, I like to call it. It's the other freelancers who are putting themselves out on YouTube, and it's Jared Phelps from Dallas, Tommy Beal from San Francisco, Peter Mokri. All of us are having our career and then also posting on YouTube. And I've been doing it for 2.5 years now. I've found I would call it a bunch of success on YouTube. I have 6,000 subscribers. I've been able to make filmmaker meetups, and it's growing and growing, but I feel like it's getting a little stagnant. If you guys have seen Tommy Beal, he's been sharing a very clear story of him moving to San Francisco and starting freelancing from nothing out there. No connections, and it is so interesting to watch because you know what the goal is. It's for him to provide for his family, to get new clients in a brand new market. And then you got Jared Phelps, Dallas, and he is moving back to a town that he used to live in, and he's showing what scale needs to be had to be able to provide for a new family. So I love all of these different stories. However, I've seen my maybe curiosity or energy start to decline. And I think it's definitely being reflected in the views, which is interesting because I was getting tons of views and I was like, oh, this is great, I can't miss. And I asked that group of people, hey, does it sound like I'm less enthusiastic or less energetic? And they were like, kinda. It feels like it's very formulaic for you now. It's a routine. You're just doing it because you know how to do it. And I was like, I feel the same thing. So what I'm now thinking is, where's the pivot? What can I do that aligns with what I want to do and what other people want to watch? Tommy gave me a great bit of advice. He says that, like, the biggest thing that he's taken away from me is connecting people, networking people around from all over the world. He thinks that's one of my strong suits, and it's interesting because I was never that person ever. But through YouTube, it's very easy. And Jared has had a bunch of ideas lately of how he's going to increase his YouTube, improve it. I love being around idea people. So he was like, we should talk. We should talk about how YouTube has helped our careers, and then all of these industry conversations that we will have every now and then, just over the phone. It's like this information that is could be useful to so many people, but it's just on a private phone call. So I don't want to call it a podcast, but I do want to talk to all of the people who YouTube has let me connect with and get into the weeds with that specific person, where they are in the country, where they are in the world, where they are in their career, what they're, most importantly, where they're trying to go, because everybody's trying to go somewhere. I rarely think you can find someone who's like, this situation is perfect, I don't want it to change ever. Because even if that was true, life around you changes and you have to adapt to that. So I'm thinking about having these conversations. Like I said, it's a podcast, but not a podcast. It's whenever I want to do it, and it's with all the people that I'm meeting. But I want to know, is that interesting to you? Do you get to have these conversations with other people? And then after that, you're like, oh man, that was great. That was really valuable. Because I have those all the time. And I learn so much from every single one of those. And now that I know a lot of people, new people, I can have these conversations probably pretty consistently. Well, I think I've found another pivot faster than I expected. So I want to do those long form conversations, but I was just watching Michael Del Monte do an Instagram live, and he was asking, what have been your biggest business pain points? And typical responses, people were saying getting clients and doing this and that. And I just texted or messaged 5 finding a corporate sponsor for a national filmmaker meetup tour next year. That's what I've had rolling around in my head for a while. And he said this.
Reach out to us, David. You know we're always interested in what you got going on.
And honestly, as soon as I typed it in, I was like, oh, AOD would be a perfect candidate for that. Why have I not thought of that? Because I'm in the Module 2 consultation calls, I get to see Michael's brain think, and he is 100% like thinking as a businessman. The success of AOD has been crazy. And as soon as I typed it, I was like, this would line up perfectly with the efforts of AOD. So my previous idea for a corporate sponsor for a cross-country filmmaker meetup tour was to get Production Hub on board, because it's very organic to my channel. I talk about them a lot, and I get affiliate credits. I don't get paid by them, but anytime one of you guys use my code, it shows Production Hub that my marketing is working. So I thought that would be perfect to get them on board, because what better way to give them brand awareness than me meeting 20 to 50 filmmakers in each city, but like make a tour out of it. We're doing 5 stops next year. You can get you can plan for it. My other idea was Lens Rentals. I don't really have an affiliation with them, but they would probably want to access a lot of filmmakers around the country as well. So I'm gonna email Kim, who works at The Art of Documentary. She's like kind of the liaison between the community and the co-founders, the company. And maybe I can get AOD as my title sponsor. I didn't even think about that. And they're my affiliate. What I profited now in September is what I made in revenue last year.
Wow.
The whole year last year, the revenue, and I had like $20,000 worth of expenses last year.
I think this will be a good start or a good segue into maybe the next thing.